Aside from the aforementioned design changes, there are two main rumors floating around concerning big alterations to the existing MacBook Pro 16-inch formula. Namely that Apple is intending to switch from Intel processors to its own silicon, and that a new and radically different screen will be used. Ming-Chi Kuo has said that there will be no Intel CPU options for the new MacBook Pro 16-inch, with only Apple chips used, and Gurman reckons that Apple will go for the sequel to its M1 chip, which will offer more cores and enhanced graphics. Exactly how many cores the successor chip, which may be named the M1X, will have has been the subject of some varied speculation, and we've seen mention of up to 12 cores, or even 20 cores, with 16 cores plus 4 power-efficient cores. Take that with a large helping of caution, but any increase in the oomph provided by Apple's custom silicon is going to cause some serious excitement, given the performance feats Apple has already managed with the M1 itself. There is, of course, still always the possibility that Apple will stick with the M1. The mini LED screen is the other major notable rumor which keeps popping up around a MacBook Pro 16-inch. Kuo has previously predicted that some MacBook Pro models arriving in 2021 and 2022 will benefit from mini LED technology, as well as the iPad. Theoretically, the savings made from using the M1 processor, or its successor, will help to pay for the additional cost of mini LED. Mini LED would mean a display with more vivid colors and better dynamic range, plus superior contrast and brightness in general, all with better power efficiency. So it could be quite a substantial step up in terms of overall display quality. The potential fly in the ointment is that oddly, in Kuo's latest research note concerning the touch bar being ditched, which we've already discussed in depth, there was no mention of mini LED at all. And the report from Gurman doesn't talk about mini LED tech either, but does note that Apple intends to improve the screen of the MacBook Pro 16-inch with brighter, higher contrast panels. Given that, it now seems a bit uncertain whether mini LED is in the cards or not, although it was only ever just a rumor. At any rate, it does seem that Apple intends to produce a better display of some kind, even if it isn't mini LED equipped. Another potential development is that if Apple does indeed keep the touch bar, at least on some models of the MacBook Pro 16-inch, it could be Force Touch enabled. That tech allows for the registering of different strengths of presses on the bar, which could be useful for activating additional functions, or perhaps avoiding accidental presses of the touch bar, which can be aggravating. Although the only evidence for this is an Apple patent thus far, and as we know, patents can often remain avenues of research that never reach a final product. We wouldn't hold our breath waiting for this one, in other words. All that said, an older leak, dating back to August 2020, chewed over the prospect of an entirely new second-generation touch bar, which could be considerably bigger than the existing strip. This does, however, fly very much in the face of what the more recent rumors we've already covered, from more reliable Apple sources, seem to be saying. It doesn't seem likely that Apple would put more focus on the touch bar, in all honesty, although you never know. Finally, another possibility aired on the MacBook Pro grapevine is that the new 16-inch model will carry mobile variants of AMD's incoming RX 6700 series graphics cards, which are rumored to arrive in March. That certainly seems plausible.